Oh, man. I hope this microphone is working. Oh, Jesus. Well, might be a short show tonight. Probably won't have nobody showing up. This mic sounds kind of weak. I don't know which adjustment is which here. Test. Microphone, check, check. Microphone, check, check. Microphone, check, check. I think that's headphones. Okay. I don't know if this is check one, check two. Man, just what I need. Just what I needed. Probably won't be anybody showing up tonight. We're 10 minutes late. Just as I went to hit live, the other microphone went completely dead. And it wasn't the everything was plugged in. The microphone just. So it might not be an audience tonight, might not be a show tonight. Oh my God. And that damn Samson G Pro is one of the best microphones I have. I don't know why it all of a sudden just quit. Just as I was going to hit start, there was a buzz and then nothing. So I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what the hell happened. But being 10 minutes late, everybody probably gave up on me. And everything's starting to fall over and break and God. Yeah. I think everybody gave up on me. No Ron, no Kathy, no Linda. I'll sit around here for a few minutes, and if I don't get anybody, then I'll call it a show and we'll quit. Yeah, just 7 o'clock. It hit 7. I hit start. There was a loud buzz in my ear, and then the microphone quit, and then Prism went out. So I don't know what the hell happened, but when I brought Prism back up, I couldn't get my Samson microphone to work. So we went with the Ghost. And then I had to go with a different set of earphones because everything is clamped to that other microphone arm. I'm like, holy shit. So I'll talk to myself for a little bit and see if anybody shows up. I can't believe I start 10 minutes late and everybody gives up on me. They're like, whoop, he ain't going to have a show. Screw him. We'll go somewhere else. I'm showing live on both YouTube and Facebook, so and if anybody gets notifications, they should see that I'm up and running. God, talk about a fickle audience. You don't start on time, they don't wait around. They, screw him, we're out of here. Nobody stops and thinks, maybe he's having a little technical difficulty. Maybe he's running a couple minutes late. We'll wait and see. No. He's not here. That's it. We're out of here. Screw him. We're unsubscribing too. I'm showing one person on YouTube. Unless my goddamn chat ain't working tonight. I wouldn't doubt it. When Prism went, maybe everything went. Yeah, I hit start. All of a sudden there was the microphone went dead, and then my screen went. So I had to panic and restart Prism. They're on the way. Oh, you talk about a fucking disaster. Just 7 o'clock, I hit start. All of a sudden, I get this horrendous buzz in the headset. The microphone quit, and Prism shut itself down. So I had to do a restart on the computer to get Prism to work again. Yeah, that's because it probably started, but then shut itself down. Everything went haywire. And I can't get the other microphone to work. When I shut down at night, all I do is swing the microphone out of the way. Everything stays connected. I don't mess with anything. Tonight, I swing the microphone back into place. I do all my intro stuff. And just as I hit start, everything blew up. One more reason to get rid of fucking Prism. I don't know if the microphone caused it. I don't know. I am so pissed off right now because I don't know what the volume settings are on this mic, because when I put it away, I set everything to 0 because I wasn't going to be using this mic. I couldn't even do a sound check. Yeah, I even had the tablet all queued up to go. Hi, Kathy. It was a fucking pile of shit when I hit start. $7 like normal. I click start. All of a sudden, I get this horrendous buzz in my ear. My Samson G-Track microphone shuts down, and then Prism shut down. So I had to do a computer restart in order to get Prism to come back up. And then I had to do a fast microphone swap. They're here, yeah. I didn't, 106. I think I checked yesterday. Yeah, 106. Man. I have to thank Mrs. Metcalf for that, I think, because she was posting me everywhere. How you doing, Peace? I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, thanks for rounding up the troops for me. And I checked this morning. There should be no reason why everything shouldn't be working. You should be able to click subscribe and then click the bell. I don't know. All the settings are perfect. Kathy's on here. Ron's on here. Now nobody can see anybody. Oh, Jesus Christ. I have no idea what this microphone sounds like whatsoever. And I can't remember which direction I turn. You don't bring problems, Peace. What are you talking about? There's never been a problem with you here. And I've never had anybody say anything negative against you. Don't feel like that. The only one that brings problems here is me. I'm the one that brings the problems. Damn it, I wish I could swing this microphone over a little more. Damn it. I don't know what it's... What does it sound like? I kind of doing the volume blind. So I don't know what it's... You two got your binoculars out now? You can see each other? Volume's good. 5x5. Okay, wonderful. There's an old CB'er there. Either that or a ham. Well, no, ham don't use 5x5. I don't think. I know the CBers were would. Although I haven't listened to ham radio in so long. I used to monitor it when my uncle was alive. I found out the other day his call letters are available, which in a way kind of makes me really want to get a ham license now, because I would love to have his call letters. Oh, God. No, I can't remember my CB license. No, no. Man, it was burned in my head because technically you were supposed to use your call letters continuously. What the hell? I can't. I can't remember my CB license. I'll have to look at one of my old CBs, because remember the days of the Dymo label maker with the plastic tape? All of my CBs have my license with Dymo label tape. I remember the numbers. 4313. I can't remember the letters, because I got into the bad habit of just going, 4313, signing off. I can't remember what the letters were. The first one was a W. I can't remember the other two. W something something 4313. I remember the numbers. I can't remember the letters. W. It'll come to me. About 2 in the morning when my insomnia kicks in. Remember when the Dymo label makers first came out? I bought one. And I bought tape in every color of the rainbow. And every fucking thing I owned had Dymo label tape. I put my name on everything. I put my initials on everything. I put my call letters on every goddamn CB I had. Well, it wasn't that easy. It was click, 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 click. Oh, God. I almost pissed myself, Ron. Oh my God. Hilarious. Yeah. Oh man, I needed a good laugh. 1984. Well, CB, yeah, CB took a dive in the 80s. But I'll tell you what, that closet right there has probably got at least 10 CB radios in it, if not more. I was kind of hoping CB'd make a comeback and I could sell some of the stuff and recoup the money I spent. The only thing I will never sell is my Johnson Messenger bass radio with a handset instead of a microphone. I will never sell that. But there's some nice CB equipment in that closet over there. Some real nice equipment. Hey, peace. Back in the day, and I'm talking late 70s, my buddy worked for a truck, semi truck dealership that was up in Whitehorse, Yukon. Talk about middle of nowhere. He invited me up once. I should have taken him up on the visit before we had to buy passports. Uh, I think I used 10-4. What was signal check? Was that 10-1? I can't remember signal check. I would use whatever the signal check code. Back in the day, there were so many people on CB, hardly anybody used 10 codes. Today, I had to go up to Save-A-Lot. Mainly because Save-A-Lot has a lot of these special buyouts. And it'll be in the store, and then when it's gone, it's gone. And I wish they would put signs up that say limited, one-time buyout or something. Because, like, several months back, they had, the cheese blocks, like Kraft. And they had this one cheese, onion dill. It was delicious. I go back, there ain't no onion dill. Matter of fact, there ain't any of the fancy cheeses. So I says to the girl, I said, well, where's all the cheese? Oh, that was a special buyout. We're not getting that anymore. It's so yesterday they had this bulk pepperoni, bulk bag of pepperoni. And it's oddball. Like I say, the pepperoni looks like they cleaned the slicer off and stuffed it in a bag. The pepperoni is so good, I went up to buy another bag. So I says to the guy, is this going to be a regular? He's like, no. One-time buyout. Guess who'll be going up tomorrow for another bulk bag of pepperoni? Oh, Kathy, it was delicious. Onion dill cheese. It was a white cheese like a mozzarella or, oh, God. It was out of this world. And I never bothered to look where it came from to see if maybe somebody in the area might. But Save-A-Lot is famous for this shit. They'll buy, I don't know whether it's overstock or what. They buy it, and then when it sells out, it's gone. And I have never had onion dill cheese. I've had dill cheese, Havarti dill cheese. I never had onion dill, which I like both. And this stuff was out of this world. And when I asked, they couldn't tell me where they got. All they said was, well, we got it from our supplier. Well, the supplier probably bought out a leftover semi-trailer that nobody wanted. And they distribute it to all their stores. And then when it sells out, it's gone forever. Unless. Now, I saved the label for the pepperoni, but I'm not going to be buying big, giant bulk bags of pepperoni. You know why you don't see them? Because they don't tell you. You'll be over, say, like at the cheese area. It'll be mixed right in. And then the next time you go, it's gone. I have bitched to the manager. I said, put signs up. Limited time only, because like with that onion dill, I'd have bought a case of it. That's why I just happened to ask about the pepperoni today. I said, you going to be carrying this all the time? No. When it's gone, it's gone. So tomorrow I'm going to go up and buy another one. You would think that maybe they would like put it down at the end of the cheese counter and put a sign. Limited one time special or something to let you know. But you don't. And I have found this throughout the store. The item will be there, and the next time I go, it's gone. Oh, yeah, the price on the cheese was really unbelievable. I can't remember. Well, the block was about this big. Like, what do I buy? Coburn Farms or something. It's, what is it, 6 ounce block, maybe 8 ounce block. And it was like 3 for $5. And had I known that it was a one time thing, I'd have bought a shitload of that cheese. Really? God, every time I go up to Save a Lot, I notice something like that. They've always got some. Couple weeks ago, they had frozen pizza. I can't remember the name. It was an oddball. Quinones or something like that. Keones. I didn't try the pizza, but I noticed like I was going to try it yesterday and no pizza. Well, maybe I'll have to gargle it. I'm trying to think. Was it black? Black and orange? I, I think it was black and orange. Something Farms. I'll gargle it tomorrow. If they give pictures, I'll gargle it. Yeah, my Save a Lot is always getting something. Like I say, the cheese, and then with this bulk pepperoni. What the hell was the last one? Oh, what the hell was Oh, it was different wing sauces. They had 5 different wing sauces, and it was an oddball name. And then now they're back to one or two. Because there was one, it was garlic parmesan, and it was another one to die for. Yeah, garlic parmesan wing sauce. I tried that, and I tried the mild. They had hot, mild, the garlic parmesan, sweet and sour. I can't remember the name. They were good. They were all right, but it one-time deal. Another one of them one-time deal things. Although I'll tell you, talk about pissed off. I pulled in the parking lot yesterday. I no sooner shut the truck off and up rolls this old fart on a moto chair, and he's right next to the door, and he goes, my car broke down the street, and my kids, I got to take them to the doctor. Can you spare a few dollars for gas? Well, scam. It's a scammer. I can see them a mile away. Today, the same asshole pulls up next to my door, and he starts his spiel, and I roll down the window and I said, you tried that shit on me yesterday. I told you you ain't getting a dime, and get the fuck away from my truck door before I open the door and slam you off your moto scooter. I hate these goddamn money scammers. And people think it's a true story. I try to tell them, there ain't no car with kids broke down the street. It's like these guys that are at every fucking freeway exit. Because at the one freeway exit, it's a group working together. And they have an old wheelchair. And what people don't pay attention to is it's never the same person sitting in the wheelchair begging for fucking money. And this guy on his little power chair, yeah, his car is broke down the street, out of gas with it, and he has to get his kids to the doctor. The police arrested it was a group, 3 people, rotating, one would stand for a couple hours, and then the next one would stand a couple hours, and the next one would stand. They finally admitted they were making $500 a day. Not a bad thing. It was all over the news. Working freeway exits, begging for money. Because they admitted some people were handing them 10s, 20s. Here, I feel sorry for you. Or they play the homeless veteran and they veteran's hat they buy at Goodwill. Some camo jacket, all beat to shit. Homeless veteran, please help. And that is what really pisses me off. To play the veteran routine when you're not. Because people feel sorry for veterans that are supposedly homeless. I told that guy, I said, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to get the fuck away from my truck or I'm going to open the door and knock you off your power chair. Everybody that pulled up in the parking lot. My car's broke down. Well, if your car's broke down, what are you doing in a power chair? Well, at least he was putting on a show for the money. Well, last summer, there was this old woman. Now, it was hard to tell how old she was because she looked like she slept in a dumpster. Standing at the freeway exit, homeless, with the sign. And I happened to mention when I was at Dollar Tree, I said, boy, that woman at the exit really pisses me off begging for money. And the girl at Dollar Tree said, yeah, it pisses us off too. Sometime watch when she leaves. So one day I parked up the street because they said she usually left like around 6 o'clock after rush hour. So I parked up the street and I had my binoculars and I'm watching her. And she walks across the street and got into a brand new Lincoln Aviator. Homeless. What are you doing with a brand new Lincoln Aviator? That's probably how she was making the payments on her Lincoln Aviator. I'm homeless. And we've got them at every freeway exit here. Every freeway exit. There's somebody standing with a sign. Homeless. I have 42 kids. But this guy today, and Kathy, you can't miss my shitbox. It is a one of a kind. He should have known. He approached me yesterday and I told him I ain't got no cash. And then he rolled right up to me again today. Oh, I was counting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oops! Oh, I'm sorry I knocked you off your power chair. Fucking scammer, get the hell out of here. And the police don't do a damn thing. That's what really irritates me. They drive by these freeway exits all the time. You mean to tell me they can't stop and say, hey, get the hell out of here. We're going to give you a ticket for vagrancy. No. Drive right by them. Yesterday, I says to him, hey, I'm on Social Security. It's direct deposit. I don't go to an ATM. I don't have cash. Then what does he do? Pull up today. Can you spare a few dollars? Well, I had my hands on the door. I had my hands on the door. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, did you fall off your power chair? Here, wait a minute. Let me pull up and run you over. And the same line. My car ran out of gas down the street. My kids are in it. I got to get them to the doctor. How old are your kids? Is anybody with them? Are they minors? Are they by themselves? Oh, I should have gone down the list. Make and model of car. How many kids in the car? Where did it break down at? Yeah, usually, if they give me the out of gas excuse, I have a gas can in the bed. I offer to go get him a couple of gallons. I've done that many times. I was like, hey, I got an empty gas can right here. I'll go get you a couple of gallons. Where's your car? Meet me there. Never mind. And if I see them approaching people, I will yell, scammer, don't give them any money. Well, one of these days, somebody's going to go, oh, ow. I have to watch myself, especially with, Ohio's new permitless carry law. You never know who's packing. And of course, 2 days in a row wasn't me. And I could have packed. Save-A-Lot don't have that no circle. Well, good. Good. I hope they made examples out of them. I hope it was all over the news with big mugshots. I don't mind helping out a legitimate person down on their luck. But when they do it for a living, I don't think so. And most of them do it for a living. And like I say, the three that got arrested last summer, between the three of them, they were making $500 a day. We're talking about these goddamn scammers that give you this homeless shit and beg for money. Like the idiot on a power chair today and yesterday at Save-A-Lot. My car's out of gas down the street. My kids are in it, and I got to get them to the doctor. What are you doing in a power chair? He approached me yesterday, and then he approached me again today. I told him, get the fuck away from my truck or I'm going to open the door and knock you off your power chair. And I had my hands on the door. I wanted to do it. Oh, did I want to do it? That's something where you need a GoPro. Oh, did you happen to fall off your chair? Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me short circuit your battery. Well, this guy looked more like the liquor look than the drug look. Although, can't tell nowadays. You know, like I said, I don't mind if it's a legitimate person. But when they do this as a job, they're at every goddamn freeway exit. You can't get off the freeway without somebody sticking a sign in your face. Please help, I'm homeless. I have 47 kids and 9 wives. Pardon me for 1 second. I think my cat is up to no good. I'll be right back. Yep. He had every kitchen cupboard open and was in my pan cupboard. You know, I even put industrial strength magnets on every cupboard door. And goddamn him, he can open them doors And then he was crawling in the pan cupboard, getting ready to go in the corner and take a little nappy. I don't know. Now, I have on the vanity in the bathroom a really thick, it looks like part of an inner tube. That's how thick this rubber band is. And in the middle of the night, I will hear him thump, 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 trying to open the vanity in the bathroom. Of course, with that big heavy rubber band, he can't. But he'll be in there, thump, 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 thump. Finally, I have to get up and kick his ass. Oh. I had to wear the other headphones tonight. I'm all fucked up. Everything's all tangled up. Wasn't ready for all this shit. Goddamn cat. If I didn't like him so much, I'd kick his ass. I don't know. He will open every cupboard door. I'll come out in the morning to make coffee, and every cupboard door is open. I don't know what it is with him and cupboard doors. Well, Sherry, like under, by 150th and I-71, you'll see syringes laying around out there. That's how I know the ones that are working that exit are druggies. Although most of them probably are anyway, but this guy on this motor chair probably stole the goddamn thing. But that's his shtick. He's going to play the poor guy on a motor chair. I haven't paid much attention at 130th, but I'll tell you at 150th, it's kind of obvious. Because you can see him from, if you're pulling up to the traffic light, you look over, and sure enough, you see him. And then some young kid comes by, picks it up, sticks himself. Who knows what the hell kind of disease he's going to have for the rest of his life. And the police drive right by. That's why I say, Sherry, he probably stole it. Either that or maybe he was a veteran and got some assistance. But it probably maybe belonged to a relative of his. Because you don't see power chairs out on the tree lawn on trash day. Christ, the batteries for them things are like $500. So, Kathy, they ended up calling the game early yesterday, huh? Man, what a score. That's a hell of a team. Let's hope they can do that all season. 10-0. Outstanding. You know, to be fair, the umpires had to, because they knew the other team wasn't going to catch up and it was just going to get worse. So why embarrass the kids? It's bad enough they lost 10-0 the way it was. Oh, damn it. Would have been nice for a repeat. Now, when a game gets canceled by rain, is it rescheduled or is it just taken off of the roster? Yeah, you know, the other team felt bad enough the way it is. Why rub their noses in it and play, considering they didn't even get one run? No, they just exit off, huh? Makes for a short season if you have a lot of rain. Gee. Did grandson get hit? Did he at least get a single? Oh, really? I bet you the kids don't even know who the hell Babe Ruth is. Do they educate them? Gee, you would think that they would get the teams together and and say the stadium is named after Babe Ruth, and then give some history. Kids probably think Babe Ruth some guy that owned a car lot down the street. That'll be the next thing. Like everybody buys a right to name the stadium. They'll be doing that down there. You ought to see the looks that I get when I call it Jacobs Field. They're like, where's that? It's now Progressive Field with the Guardians. I still call it Jacobs Field and I call them the Indians. I don't care if I'm not politically correct. They've been the Indians since I was born. And they're going to be Indians until they pat me in the face with a shovel. Well, it'll be more like toast to me in the oven. I already sent the paperwork back. They sent me a link. Every year, they have a memorial service. And it's also a thank you to the families who donated. And I'll tell you what a wonderful service it was. Especially when the students got up and thanked all the families for helping them extend their education. I was quite surprised. Very nice service. They do it every year. One year, they'll be calling off my name and lighting a candle. And showing my picture. I'll have to get a good one standing next to the shitbox. Go on the website, Cincinnati College of Mortuary Science, and click on Memorial Service. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, towards the end of the service, the choir sings, and then anybody that supplied a photograph, they show it on the big screen. And if I would write a little bit about my crab ass life, it's posted with the cadaver so that the students look at you as a person. The one girl said, as I was holding, Aunt Ruthie's hand, I felt an attachment to her. Well, it's probably because Aunt Ruthie wasn't letting go. Not to mention, I didn't know it's the oldest mortuary college in the United States. It made me feel very good about sending all my paperwork back. So all I have to do is put that with my paperwork. Although everybody's going to know that's where I want to go. And you might not see my ashes for a year and a half. You can elect to either have them shipped to your home or buried with the group in the special plot in the cemetery with a big, huge headstone. I want mine sent back to the house. I want to haunt my kid. Oh, 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 oh. I'll fix his ass. Yeah, I was quite impressed. The girl sent me an email and she said, please click the link and watch our memorial service. Oh, okay. The choir sings several songs. Very nice service. And they have speakers of every faith denomination. Although what ticked me off was the rabbi sent a letter. The rabbi couldn't even be there to say his own words. Jeez. And it wasn't even Saturday. Shabbat Shalom. One of these days I'll have to explain this t-shirt. It came from Woods Hole Oceanographic. You know, the place where Robert Ballard was that discovered the Titanic? Good old Woods Hole. This shirt is dedicated to their shark cam studies. They developed cameras that followed sharks. Like when the sharks come in up on the East Coast around all the beaches, and then they go down to the West Coast and then around into California. I watched the whole documentary on how they developed the shark cam to follow the sharks. I watch a lot of documentaries. It's amazing what's on at 3 in the morning. The one that was on last night was really interesting. It was about how they developed all their forensic departments in Britain. Every police department has its own forensic departments. And then it basically, like, if they go to a murder scene, it's amazing how many specialized units they have. Especially the unit where they do the fingertip searches across acres of fields. That really amazed me. Yeah, this one woman ended up taking her last breath in a farmhouse. And the person that made her take her last breath left the house and then went through the pasture. They had 100 cops lined up, shoulder to shoulder, fingertip searching the pasture to see if they could find something. They don't do that shit here. British police departments are amazing. Of course, American police departments barely have enough staff to cover their normal policing duties, let alone put 100 guys on their hands and knees crawling through a couple acres of pasture. And it's nothing for them to call guys in from different cities, police departments. British policing is unbelievable. And they are way far advanced on their DNA studies than we are. Matter of fact, the one that I watched last night, they solved a 30-year-old cold case. And the guy was living right under their nose. And they had actually talked to him 30 years ago because he was somewhat of a person of interest, only to find out 30 years later he was the guy. Amazing. Like I say, it's interesting what's on at 3 and 4 in the morning. Although I laugh every time the radar detector commercial comes on. Can be yours, half price, $70. Click on the link. $70. Timo, $8.95 for the same fucking radar detector that I've got. Yeah, Kathy, I'll tell you what, they are so advanced. And all these specialized departments one right after they discover, then a team goes in and photographs everything, every room in the house. And then when they get done taking pictures, then in comes the fingerprint team and the DNA team, and they're rubbing Q-tips on everything. And then after they get done, then the coroner's allowed in. They put us to shame. That and with their pain management. Their pain management is eons ahead of ours. Take it from someone that knows. Yeah. I can't wait to talk to the top guy. Although everybody's telling me, be nice. Be nice. You don't want to piss him off. He won't do nothing for you. He'll get up and walk out. No, he won't. I'm going to be sitting in front of the door. And he's going to hear everything I got to say. Well, now that I've got the exhaust system on the shitbox, now I have to start working on the RAV4. So I can get it running again and drive it. I miss driving that car. Not to mention it says on both doors, WDWL TV mobile camera car. Everybody looks at it and laughs like, talk about a poor TV station. Holy Christ, look at the shit that they're driving. Get out with a Polaroid. There we go. Get out with my GoPro on a stick. I gotta charge them up. I gotta shoot some shit with them. I miss shooting with them little GoPros. And the thing that amazes me is the Chinese knockoff. It's just as good as the GoPro. Of course, I'll tell you what, China's real good at reverse engineering. They really are. Of course, they reverse engineer everything. They don't design any shit themselves. Yeah, they'll start with a GoPro, and then they take out the screws, and they take a picture. And then they take off a piece, and they take a picture. They take off another piece, and they take a picture. And each piece they take off goes to a guy who takes and does his CAD drawing on a computer and measures everything. And when they have it completely disassembled, then they start building parts. They assemble a couple of prototypes and they go, oh, these work okay. Make 500,000 of them. And we'll ship them to unsuspecting people over in America. You ought to see some of the knockoff cars. They have a knockoff Land Rover that they reverse engineered and just changed it a little bit. They call it the Road Rover. because they can't use Land Rover, so they call it the Road Rover. What a piece of shit that looks like. And they sell over there. That's the... You have a Land Rover? No, I got Road Rover. You got a what? A Road Rover. A what? A Road Rover. Okay, whatever. A Road Rover. A Road Rover. They're not good with their R's. Almost as bad as them three I picked up that time. You want a meat stick? No. You sure? Yeah, meat stick? We call them hot dogs here, and we cook them. You know what I found out? For a snack, they eat chicken feet. Buy them at 7-Eleven. They come in a pack. Pre-cooked snack. Chicken feet. And to show you how far they knock things off, they have the same identical color scheme, and instead of 7-Eleven, the stores are called 812. The color scheme's reversed. 812. Identical to a 7-Eleven if you flip the colors over. Yeah, 812. Oh, you ought to see some of the knockoff stores. Unbelievable. You know, like Adidas, they spell it A-D-E-E-E, a D. And Calvin Klein, K-L-E-E-N. They have Calvin Klein stores. There was a thing one night, like at 4 a.m., showing all the knockoff shit. Calvin Klein, Adidas. Nike. I can't remember how they spelled Nike. I think it was N-I-K-E-I-E or something like that. Well, yeah, they're malls. They're all knockoffs. I think it was it N-I-K-I-E or N-I-K-E-E or something? And the way shit is set up, you, like Nike, they can't sue them. You're not allowed to sue in China. So Nike, even though they're getting knocked off and all their products are getting knocked off, they can't sue. for like copyright infringement. Yeah, I think the Adidas was Adeedas. Adidas. And the products are all shit. But the one I liked was, because it was hilarious, down the street was a 7-Eleven on one corner, and the next corner was an 812. And they get away with that shit. But what was disgusting was the guy took pictures inside the 812. All the packages of chicken feet and soy, spicy chicken feet. And they eat them like an afternoon snack. Chicken feet and duck feet. Chicken feet and duck feet. They're prepackaged. You go in and you buy it like you would candy. Oh, how many chicken feet I want? I'll take a soy chicken feet, spicy chicken feet, and teriyaki duck feet. Mmm. Although they don't go to waste. That's like I talked to a trucker. I happened to be at a truck stop. Kathy would know which one. The one at I-76 and 224. There's a big truck stop down there. And down in Seville, Ohio. So the trucker was standing next to me, and I said to him, which one of the rigs out there is yours? And he goes, oh, that red, white, and blue Peterbilt out there. I was like, oh, okay. I said, what are you hauling, if I could be nosy? He said, I have 50,000 pounds of duck necks. You have what? Yeah, I got 50,000 pounds of duck necks. I said, where are you going with them? Pet food. They were going to be turned into pet food. Duck necks. 50,000 pounds of duck necks going to a pet food plant somewhere down south. Duck necks. I didn't know duck was that popular that they could accumulate 50,000 pounds of duck necks. That's what he had. Barrel after barrel after barrel. Duck necks. Going for pet food. So when you go in your pet food store and you see duck flavor, you know what's flavoring the food. Duck necks. I said, "That the only part of the duck?" "Yep, duck necks." So what pet food companies are down south? Because whatever one he was going to down there, he was hauling in 50,000 pounds of duck necks. Duck necks. I expected him to say, like, "Oh, I got furniture," or, Although he had a reefer trailer, so, strawberries, blueberries, avocados. Nope. Duck necks. A pet food factory? Who is it? Purina? Royal Canine. Whoa, high class duck necks. I can't remember what, because my mind kind of got stuck at 50,000 pounds of duck necks. So I didn't catch the factory. That's expensive goddamn pet food, Royal Canine. Although, Christ, nothing's cheap anymore. God, my goddamn cat's box of delectables went up 50 cents in a month. When I brought that box home, I said, "You better appreciate me." Delectables. Who's the Robertson family? That isn't the guys that made the hunting whistles or something. Do I find prices going up every goddamn time I go to the store? Who's the Robertson family? Oh, that's what I thought. Duck Dynasty. I couldn't think of the. I knew they made hunting whistles or something. Duck calls. Yeah, last month I go in and I get the box of delectables. I think it's got like 15 little packets in there. It was $12.89. I go get them this week, $13.59. I did a double take at the price. I was like, and the dry food went from $5.99 to $6.25. And what really irritates the shit out of me, they're still using the original 5-pound bag. But it's only 3.15 pounds in that bag. Because the top is folded a couple extra folds. But if you unfold it, it's the original 5-pound bag. And the price is expensive. Well, I have a problem finding kitty litter because my monster only uses the old-fashioned clay. So I have to go to the hardware store and buy oil dry. He won't use any of this new crap. The one day I had a coupon for $3 off on that clumping litter. Any scent. Comes in a plastic pour bottle. So I figure for $3 off, I'll try it. So, pour it in. And I hear him out in the kitchen. Of course, every time you put new litter in, immediately he has to run and take a shit, you know. I hear him out there. I go out in the kitchen. There's a big pile of litter in the middle of the box. And he shit over the side. Needless to say, I gave the rest of the litter to Mary Ann. And then went to the hardware store and got oil dry. Oh, none of this new stuff. It has to be the old clay litter. Although the oil dry is cheaper than kitty litter, I'll say that. Even the Frisky cat treats went up. Last month when I got them, $1.59. This month, $1.79. For the same damn little package. What is it, 2.1 ounce? I was like, geez, by the time I get done buying litter and cat food and cat treats, I ain't got enough for me. Oh yeah, peace. I have tried all of these litters. Oil dry. I've given Mary Ann more cat litter. I'll come walking over. She go, oh, he don't like that? No. Here you go. Her cats will use anything. Mine, But the neat thing was, he piled it all up in the middle of the box. It looked like a mountain. Then I looked over and there's the cat shit outside the box. He wouldn't put his ass anywhere near that litter. I was thinking of buying one of those, the round litter box that cleans itself. But I ain't going to spend that kind of money if he wouldn't go near it. I think he'd be afraid of it. It would be nice having it. I decided, nah, too expensive to buy one of them things. With robo litter or some whatever the hell they call that thing. Looks like a space capsule. And I like on the commercial, they always have the cat stepping out of it with a big smile on his face. Yeah, between the litter and the dry food and the delectables and the cat treats, I have to cut out grumpy treats. God, I used to buy myself all kinds of goodies. Well, some of it got ruined when I couldn't eat poppy seed anymore. Boy, that was a close one. I walked through the bakery just before Easter, and man, them poppy seed rolls were calling my name. Good thing I didn't buy one. Take a drug test and cocaine would be registering off the. My doctor'd be like, hey, you and I need to have a little talk. How are you medicating yourself? Well, why? Because I have an ultra high reading for cocaine. You what? Yeah, so I messaged him. Do I have to stay away from poppy seed? My reply came back with one word. Yes. Okay. Don't need any of that. Of course, one of the things that I've had since childhood that I really love, can't eat it no more. All my childhood favorites. Man, I remember back in the day when my grandmother baked them from scratch. Oh, God. And she wasn't cheap with the filling, man. Them suckers were about that big around. She must have packed 5 pounds of poppy seed in them goddamn rolls. Between the rolls and the klatchkis, or whatever they call them, bow ties. Not no more. Although you don't even see poppy seed filling in the store anymore. Like, what the hell was it, Solo? You see now cherry, apple, maybe nut, poppy seed. Eh. Yeah, for the hell of it, I looked at Save-A-Lot. They only had apple and cherry. That was it. Oh, mine don't mind fans. Matter of fact, a lot of time he'll sleep right next to the fan. Yeah, our Save-A-Lot has apple and cherry. That's it. They don't even have the canned nut filling anymore. My Save-A-Lot. Now, I haven't looked at Gigantic Eaglet, but since poppy seed registers nasty on drug tests, you don't even see, like if I go up to Giant Eaglet's Bakery, they used to have poppy seed Danish. You don't see nothing with poppy seed anymore. Matter of fact, I used to have to order Italian bread with poppy seed. I can't even do that anymore. You got a strange cat. Almost as strange as mine. Although I do like the massage every night. Yeah. VOP's got a real strange cat. Well, that's it for the coffee. You know, VOP, what my cat likes? When I'm watching lone wolf videos, it's amazing how he has that gray wolf in the corner of the videos. My cat loves to watch that wolf. How he does that, because there'll be times the wolf will be listening or shaking its head. Yeah, if he gets up on my lap and I got a lone wolf on, he'll sit there and watch that wolf. Go to tap the screen. I wish I knew how he did that. I know it's all AI something. Yeah, if I have sometimes I let him sit on my lap, and I'll deliberately put one of them lone wolf and he'll sit and watch that thing. like it's real, you know. Every now and then he kind of. I think that's cool how he does that. One of these days I'm going to have to email him and ask him, how do you do that? Oh, I like G2's cats. He's got some cool cats. Does he have his puppy? Did he get his puppy from Jeff? I haven't watched lately, so I don't know if he got his puppy. I haven't been watching him or Stone Vet or Jeff lately. Oh, I got to make sure none of that stuff is on my big TV because he'll jump up on the dresser and I don't want him pawing at my new TV. Oh, he did good. I'll have to email him, ask him how he likes his puppy. See if he'll send me a picture. Because I can't remember which of the litter that Jeff had set aside for him. Because I remember one night Jeff was showing, you know, this one goes to here, this goes here, this one going here. Now, did Jeff keep two? Somebody said he was going to keep two puppies. I'll have to see if he'll send me a picture. Like I say, I've been bad. I haven't been following him or Stone Vet or Jeff. I get hooked on all these other goddamn. I've been watching a lot of Judge Simpson. Oh, that reminds me. I was watching one of Judge Simpson's court cases. And they were trying to evict this woman. Mainly because she set her apartment on fire. Twice. And she blamed it both times on her cat. So Judge Simpson said, I want a picture of the cat standing next to the stove, turning the burner on. And he was serious as hell. He said, I'm putting it in my motion or whatever. I want a photo of the cat standing in front of the stove with his front paws turning the burner on. Because the woman blamed the cat both times for her kitchen fire. I couldn't believe it. And the woman was serious out. My cat did it. My cat turned the burner on. And Judge Simpson said, both times? Both fires? Yeah. He said, good. I want photos of the cat standing there with its paws stretched out, turning on the burner. Oh, yeah, I love watching Judge Simpson. He's a trip. Because when he said that, both attorneys looked at him like, what? And he goes, yes, I want pictures. Oh, yeah, Middleton. I've been watching Middleton for eons. I'll tell you what, you don't want to piss Middleton off. And I love watching his court because it's like Andy of Mayberry. He knows everybody in the county. He knows everybody's parents in the county. He knew everybody's grandparents. I like when they did, guy will come up and they go, are you related to so-and-so? And guy, yeah. I used to cut his lawn when I was young. He knows everyone, and he's got a story about everything. Oh, you live in that corner house? Yeah. I used to cut the lawn over there for your great-great-grandmother. Yeah. I don't know how big that county is, but he knows everybody. And he rides his bicycle to court. That's another neat thing. I could see him pedaling with that ponytail flopping in the breeze. I remember after the virus, people kept asking, when are you going to cut your hair? And he got right during court. And to answer your question, I'm not. So don't ask me when I'm going to cut my hair. Although, there was a judge. I can't remember where. I think it was somewhere in Michigan. He actually, things got heated in court. He actually banged his gavel. I was like, holy shit. I haven't seen a judge use a gavel in years. He would, I thought he was going to break it. I wish more judges would, they don't use their gavels anymore. When did that shit stop? That was always the big thing. When a judge got appointed or elected, when they swore him in, he got his gavel. Now you don't even see him. God, they at least used to display him on the bench. And some judges don't even bother wearing their robes anymore. I know, like Judge Fleischer, I've never seen him in a robe at all, although he's a sharp dresser. And then Judge Simpson with his Nehru shirts. I wonder if he special orders them. I haven't seen a Nehru shirt since the 70s, except on Judge Simpson. And he's got them in every color. Yeah, gavel was the way used to, judges yell, hey, quiet. Gavel used to, man, when a judge banged his gavel, everybody shut up and looked like, whoa. When did they go out of style? I mean, I know I'm old, but when did gavels go out of style? You don't even see them. I know when I worked for the county, when they would swear a judge in, it was like him getting his robe. They presented him a gavel. Instead of judges yelling, bring the gavel back. Well, I know, like Judge Fleischer, he don't wear his. Oh yeah, people don't have. Oh, there was a guy the other day in Zoom court. I can't remember what judge. The guy was taking a shit because you heard the fucking toilet flush. He stood up and he pulled up his pants. Zoom court. People laying in bed. You're in court. Just because you have the luxury of being on your computer or your phone, you're in court. Oh yeah, Judge Fleischer a couple weeks ago had a tuxedo jacket on. He's got some crazy suit coats. Although I love his bow ties. I wore a bow tie when I worked for the county. I think I got about 50 of them in my dresser drawer. I love bow ties. But I wish they'd bring the gavels back. Instead of a judge yelling, hey, quiet down, or like that. I wish I could remember what judge it was. I thought he was going to break that gavel because they were, the two sides were arguing back and forth. And he couldn't get him to be quiet. Man, he started smashing that gavel and it got attention. People were like, then he told them, shut up. Yeah, it's they earned that. They earned the right to wear that robe. And not so much here, but robes go back to what? 17th century in England? Although I like the wigs. Judges look sharp in England with the wig and the red coats, the ruffled sleeves, the fancy ties. I like watching British courts. Because the judges have a certain style wig, and then the barristers have a different style wig. Yeah, gavel brings order to the court and gets everyone's attention. Because you know the judge is getting pissed off. But I wish I could remember the judge the other day actually used a gavel. I was like, wow. I thought he was going to break the son of a bitch. Speaking of breaking something, I think it's time for me to... Oh, now the tablet don't want to work. Tablet's dead. Tablet's dead. I must have forgot to recharge it. So, there'll be no outro tonight. Dead tablet. I mean, it's dead, too. I couldn't even get it to turn back on. %. I'd say it's dead. Battery's at 1%. Oops. Well, people, I'm glad I finally got back on. I don't know what the disaster was. I'm going to have to look into that microphone tomorrow. But I'm glad everybody caught up with me. And we got a little griping done. So, everyone take care. No outro music. And you don't want me to sing. I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully without problems. See everybody.